Good evening, Speed Gaming. We've got ourselves a Group Q matchup between Soyhr and Knucks. This is going to be Knucks' first match and Sawyer's second, and we got us some AD keys with boots. My name is Deep Fried 87, and I am joined in the booth by WolfLink0370. How you doing tonight, Wolf?
Good evening, I'm doing very well, thank you. So, for those who are not familiar with the mode here, this is the main difference is we're going to be starting with the boots, as you can see in our tracker here, but it is all dungeons key sanity. Key sanity, of course, the dungeon items that are normally kept in their respective dungeons are now shuffled across the entire pool. Maps and compasses have added functionality as a result. And it is the AD aspect of this is normally our goal is to collect the 7 crystals and then defeat Ganon 2 so that we can go fight Ganon. Not the case here. In addition to that, we need to get the 3 pendant dungeons cleared and clear Aghanim Tower as well, the light world Aghanim fight, before Ganon is vulnerable.
Yes, indeed. So we will need those 2 Aga Tower small keys in addition to needing to find the GT big key, which can all be anywhere out in the world.
Yeah, a lot of the usual runs you would see, like the ice rod being like the one thing holding you back from Turtle Rock, but in this sort of format, it could be the Swamp Palace small, which there's only one. It could be the Thieves Town big key. It could be Hera big key because Hookshot's in there.
Heck, it could be any pendant big key that's just in GT.
That's
or behind GT.
Starting off in Sanctuary for both our runners, 3 bombs. Well, they held to buy those. That's a good start. And that's the nice thing about these boot starts is that you can really start to get moving here without too much issue. Also, don't adjust your monitors, folks. Knucks is playing with an alternate palette, just to be clear. And a sword from the get-go. Okay, this is a very generous start.
Yeah, Kaz boots anybody? Just straight up swords boot right off the bat? Gotta love it.
Old tree being checked, only 5 rupees, but still good to have.
Alright, full magic on our bush crabs. Soyhr did smack another enemy. We'll see if he builds up for a different tier of and that looks like our boots sitting there on the ledge.
Yeah, so that would normally be logically impossible, folks, but in this case the boots has been replaced with a green pile of 20 rubies, and it is put into the junk pool fill as a result. So it would not normally be there. Big key to Mire, that is a required big key. Big keys that are not required by logic are the Swamp Palace and Skull Woods big key. And through Signature Race, we can also skip Ice Palace and Tower Hera's big key. All other big keys, though, they are mandatory. We cannot get past them.
Very true there. And it's nice to see the Mire big early. All too many times that can be one that trips runners up looking for something. So good to get that one in the books early. Both of our runners opting to just, start at Sank, head to Lost Woods, head to CAC, going for the big density of items here.
Yeah, there's about a dozen checks at Kakariko. This is never a bad play to do as early as possible, especially if you have bombs. And you get rewarded with the hammer immediately, and a good chunk of change.
Yeah, and with that early sword, we are at less than 3 minutes and already have full-on item dash.
Now, the endgame rounding of an 80s key seed is kind of interesting. In an ideal scenario, you really want to save Aghanim Tower for last if you can help it. But that's mainly because you get the refill at the end of it for the Ganon fight. And you're already going to be around the pyramid anyway after the fight's over. But sometimes you could be forced to fight Aghanim sooner rather than later. Of course, we have to find the 2 Castle Tower small keys on the way up before we can even challenge Aghanim.
This is very true, and it might be required to double dip if you've got an important item where those 2 small keys normally are. You could end up having to go in and make an early trip, so don't be surprised you see our runners at some point, you know, take a quick dip to make sure that they're not leaving those behind.
Yeah, but I'm also getting a little worried here. Cape and Sword to start things off. Outside of those keys and the lamp logic in place for Aghanim Tower, there's not much holding us back. Like, we have the Sword for the curtain, we have the Cape to get past the barrier.
Yes, indeed. You know, if this was an open mode, or if this was, you know, anything that wasn't necessarily a full keys mode, I could understand that. We are also still missing a lamp to put it logically, you know, to put it fully in logic to be able to get in there. But, you know, the Cape, you know, more open modes, I'm worried. Keys mode, I'm not worried until I see that second CT small that we're doing an early Aghanim.
Well, maybe it's not for Aghanim himself, but maybe the first chest has an item that we need to collect sooner rather than later.
This is very true. This is very true. And we'll wonder if... Ooh, hook shot on race game. That is a fantastic early find.
Yeah, we are well kitted out here. Hookshot doesn't do much on the light roll other than give us some extra movement, but it can help get a few items a little quicker.
Well, it doesn't get us anything quite yet.
Oh no!
First go. Oh no, now I'm starting to get worried. Oh no.
So, it should be go out and say here, folks, there is 3 ways that Aghanim is usually required in a normal setting. Either you strictly need the item on Lumberjack Ledge, which in this case we know it's nothing. He could give us our logical Dark World access to the eastern area, which we have a hammer, so that won't be an issue once we get Dark World access. Or he could literally be the only way we can get to Dark World, period. And if we don't have the Moon Pearl, never mind, there it is. If we don't find a glove now, then that's an option. And there's a fire rod. That is a fire source, but it's not enough to get us through Aghanim in logic.
This is very true, but it's one of those ones that if you're down to like 1 or 2 checks left, and it might just be lamp. You know what? I think you save it at this point, even at this level. In this mode, you still go get it. In other modes, you might just say, nah, you know what? But with this mode, I think you double check it, just because this is a much bigger full clear mode than your.
Oh my goodness, that is a huge fight. Agina having the flute.
Yeah, that puts a lot of the mountain in play now with that hook shot and flute. That's logical mountain access, and all the way wrapped around to Hera. We could beat Hera with this kit.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in logic because we don't have the big key, but what do we care about the Hera big key these days when we can do Hera pot?
Only time you care about the Hera big key is when you've got hook shot up in the Tower of Hera.
Well, there could be a problem because, keep in mind, this is AD keys. One of our important keys could be in that big chest. Or one of our other important items for another boss.
This is true. There's nothing saying Ice Rod is not in that Hera big chest that you take forever to get back to because you've already cleared it.
Yeah, this is definitely a format where I would say that leaving items behind is not a good idea if you can help it. Small key to Dark Palace, meanwhile, from Knucks. So that's our first one there. Because with how many keys that you need in logic because of how finicky the logic is with doors, it can be quite problematic if you have to leave something behind. That is a vanilla 300 rupees right there. That's interesting.
That's really convenient, too, with having boots and being over in this area. That gives us Zora money. Would not be surprised to see Soyhr head to Ice Rod Cave, set up a water walk, and go do some water checks.
I'd be surprised, mainly because he doesn't have the Moon Pearl, he can't do Waterfall Cave.
This is a point.
Checking Ice Rod Cave, though, is perfectly fine in my mind. Smoky Desert Palace, and there's the flippers! Okay, never mind, it's now in logic.
So like I was saying, Sawyer's going to set up a water walk and go to Sawyer.
You don't even need the water walk, you just swim.
Well, it still sets the water walk up just because that will save some time, especially because going to Hobo and being able to run is faster than swimming.
Alright, scout of the island. It is a compass. Compasses in 80 keys, or Key City in general, they only give us an item count in the dungeon. It does have a little bit more usefulness when you have bosses shuffled in Enemizer, but we do not have that today. Tells you what the boss is, then, but otherwise it just tells you what you, how many items you have left to find in the dungeon. Knucks is doing Aga Tower.
Well, at the very least, the first two checks. Be really interesting to see what happens if he pulls that second key here into the vanilla location. Ooh, gotta be careful here. Good use of the
dodging big key to Skull Woods.
To be determined.
Yes.
Nice to have before you go into Skull Woods, though. Makes it you don't have to make a return trip.
Now, we haven't mentioned what maps do yet, and maps, they are a little bit more useful. Normally, you can check your overall map to see what your dungeon prices are for a given dungeon. That has been disabled in Key Sanity. You need the maps in order to reveal that information. Alternatively, you can check Sahasrara and the Bomb Shop for the respective information on, oh no, on where the Green Pendant and 5-6 crystals are. That is our lantern, folks! So now the Skull Woods Big Key, as we now know it, is in logic. But so is the majority of Aga Tower. The only thing we're missing is another small key. This could be a scene in which both our gloves are in Dark World and we cannot access the any other way.
Looks like Knucks is heading to a Gina here. Not going to leave his flute behind for very long, so not a huge time advantage. Nothing on the ledge. Don't think we saw that from Sawyer. So we are going to get a old man turn in for some bombs, and we'll see if he goes up or if he goes around.
I think you keep going here. You have pretty much everything on the mountain in logic.
Yep, I'm going to check Spec Rock Cave first.
€10 on Spectacle Rock, but what's inside Spectacle Rock? That is just a red root. Alright. Jump down here. Land on a dead rock and almost die.
Wouldn't be the worst time loss. You just say quit right back to the mountain, but nobody likes taking no death.
That dead rock, if he did not hookshot, was going straight for him. Alright, flute online now for Knucks. Small key to Skull Woods. Compass to Skull Woods.
I really like this routing in general from Sawyer here, leaving the castle area to if he gets us. Oh, there we go. There we go. Leaving the castle area for that. That's going to be... Oh, Kane's nice. But having it now that he's going to be able to single dip the castle area, I think I would be very shocked if our mode here wasn't having both gloves in Dark World with what we've seen.
Yeah, no, this is screaming, do Aghanim first. So in that regard, if they do an Aghanim first, it's ideal to leave a Dark World dungeon of some kind for last. If they can help it. Or just make GT be the last dungeon you clear.
Incoherent with a very good point. There's no downside of even just rushing Aga Tower here because you've got to beat it anyway. Especially knowing we've got Fire Rod that's going to be in the tower area. Makes some of those guard kills quick for the ball and chain guards. Don't have to fighter sword them or hammer them. Yeah, this is shaping up to be... Most times you don't like seeing Aga Seeds early. It's kind of maybe keys.
Yeah. Again, ideally you would rather save Aga for last so you get that full heal before the Ganon fight. But it makes the overworld a lot harder on the light world in particular. But sometimes it just decides to deal you an early Aga Seed and you gotta play it out.
Very true, very true. And you know, like you said, as long as you have a Dark World dungeon that you're gonna finish last, which is highly likely, you know, you get done, you save quit, you're right there again and real quick. So it's plus you've got the convenience if you've got to do Pyramid Fairy. There's lots of benefits of an early Aga Seed here.
Small key to Turtle Rock there. 1 of 4. Now, Soyhr could find gloves up here in the upper parts of Hera, but these would be out of logic.
Oh, Soyhr not even jumping down for the lobby chest, saving it for logic for when he gets the big key.
Or might be on autopilot and just forgetting. Small key to Dark Palace. And it is a red pendant. Well, they can only do the one chest. I believe that is the compass chest in the upper parts of Hera.
Yes, indeed, that is the vanilla compass chest.
Yeah, you can't do the big chest without having the big key. And yeah, Sawyer's about to find the Moon Pearl, and this is probably going to cement his play. Because now he knows Aghanim access via Dark World via Aghanim access is fully in logic. Next will be probably about 5 or so minutes behind, I'd say, give or take. So you're wisely going to clear out the rest of Hyrule Castle beforehand. Even though technically everything he's about to do is out of logic. And the reason I say that, for those who may not be aware, it's just basically because of key logic. Basically, the game assumes that if you don't have the Hyrule Castle small key, you may use the key on that guard in the dark cross path. As thus, you can't get any of these items. And obviously, the reverse is true, so they both are locked until you find the Hyrule Castle small. Or in the case of the back, the glove to go to the back door that way.
Very true. So now, after you beat Aga Tower here, we've got 2 pod smalls, which isn't enough to logically get to the back. You've got your hammer that you can run straight down from the pyramid and check out Hype Cave. Or you have, your flippers slash hammer and hook shot, which gets you the rest of West Dark World. Which way do we go?
Well, we have Smoky the Desert there. We missed that earlier. In terms of my opinion here, when you have Dark World access via Aghanim, honestly, I would probably go to Catfish. And I know that sounds like a really strange play, but right now, because of what we did in terms of the Soyhr region, Catfish would be an isolated check if we don't do it sooner rather than later.
So Catfish is not going to be on the table without a glove.
Ah, true. I did forget about that. I thought you could swim around, though.
Nope, you can swim around to be able to get to the hookshot spot and to get to the Dark Witch's Hut in entrance modes, but you cannot get to Catfish logically without a glove. You would have to overworld glitch it.
Ah, right. I forgot about that rock on the next to the potion hut. I'd probably then go straight to Hype Cave then. So you're taking a moment to think. And here we go, Aghanim Tower. And yeah, there is a bush near Catfish, but the problem is there is a giant in rock on the path to Catfish right next to where the potion shop would be in the light world. So they can't get past that without a glove. It's literally blocking the road. And I completely forgot about it. Alright, so Soyr's on his way up to Aghanim Tower here. Does have the hammer and the fire to make this a trivial effort, but has to be a little careful with his magic. Oh! So the compass just had the Hyrule Castle small. Okay. That's kind of funny. So Soyhr missed that, but doesn't really matter too much. Ooh, Soyhr taking a bit of a beating there.
Yep, getting bullied a little bit by those red guards. Knucks going to take the time to go take a look at Saha's Plaza before heading up Aga. We'll see if there's anything of use in here. We found a ton of items so far. Surprised he has not gone and talked and find out what our green is.
Oh, it's the swamp, 20 rupees, and 20 rupees. They'll probably do it on the way out. Green Pendant Swamp.
Alrighty.
Alright, so the Aghanim pattern is fixed here, and at worst case scenario, we get 15 blue balls. Let's hope we get, like, 3. He's guaranteed to do a damage-reflecting shot first hit. Does it the second one?
So what's the most blue balls you've seen in a race?
I don't remember. I want to say it got up to the double digits, but I don't remember the exact number.
I think the most I've ever seen was 12.
So the only thing scripted about the Aghanim fight I should mention, as we get a Master Sword out of Eastern, nice find there, is the lightning attack. That is drawn every frame, and changes direction as every frame. So that is completely and truly random.
Well, we're at least going to have the extra lightning cycle. That was at least 3 blue balls.
Alright, so we get 1 more and 3 more at most now. And there we go. Soyhr now done with the Aghanim fight. And there's that full heal I mentioned. Bombo's picked up by Knucks. So Eastern looking like it has some good loot here. Just some bombs in the pyramid. So you're the first runner to enter Dark World here in this race. And heading straight down to Hive Cave. Yep, I will be doing this. Don't have much else.
Well, you have the full West Dark World. You could cut over and hook over into the West Dark World area, especially given as you've got Fire Rod, you've got your Skull Big, you've got a Skull Small. It's a pretty easy set. But on Fighter Sword, no bottle, 6 hearts, green mail, not the easiest of fights. I don't.
Alright, a couple small keys. Oh, the armor will help. And a bottle. Hey. Big key to Turtle Rock found known in Eastern Palace. Has to bail out. So Knucks will have a combat advantage for a bit, and I don't know if that'll help him climb Vatican Tower or not, but yeah, he's going now. He knows. Another bottle of blue potion. Okay, yeah. Soyr's sitting pretty.
Interesting here. Knucks with that lamp and the Hyrule Castle Small, we're going to go see the back.
Yeah, Knucks is looking like he wants to avoid an Aghanim scene as much as possible. Which, I know he can't do that, but he probably wants to save it for later. And, credit where it's due, I want to do that too, half the time.
What else does he have? He's going to finish the back, and I'm pretty sure he's going to last locate doing it, because he's literally done...
Well, he's hoping to find a glove so that he doesn't have to fight Aghanim right now. So he's trying to sink some time into this to hopefully save some time in doing this later. Tempered Sword.
Okay, that will help in the climb. Tempered Sword's going to make a difference for some strats there to kill red guards much quicker and, have full on there. But that is an advantage that we'll see if Soyhr can overcome with a single dip of Eastern later on in the race.
Yeah, at this point, Knucks has probably lost a lot of time avoiding Aghanim as much as possible, but at the same time, he's gained a bit because he can kill things a lot quicker. So I think in the long run, it's going to balance out. In the short term, he's going to be behind for a bit.
Yeah, it's going to make for a much easier moss kill. It's going to make for an easier dungeon. It's going to make a big difference here.
Yeah, there you can see the compass functionality there, right below the rupees and bomb counter. And at the back of this dungeon, we know it's a crystal. Well, at least you got that information out of the way. And sure enough, there's a
our
glove and skull.
glove.
Yep, glove and skull. Now where's the other one? Dodging the Gyptos and... Well, it looks like he's gonna let the Wallmaster grab him. I can see why. He wants to preserve the key. Big key to Dark Palace found meanwhile.
That's a good one to find before you've gone in for the first time. You know how many keys you want to spend. Ideally we have at least 5, but you get 4, you might decide to do it. But yeah, Bo is going to send our runners back that direction if and when we find it, or when we find it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm okay with leaving Eastern and Pod alone for a while. You don't have too many keys to put most of what they have offered in Logic. Sawyer's going to be entering the Mafia fight, though, with Fighter Sword. This is not going to feel good. Alright, a little bit more defense for Soyhr there. Giving the fire shield. That's arguably the most useful shield because it blocks fireballs in addition to arrows. And if you really wanted to, you can still get rid of it. But it will be definitely very helpful against the blind fight in particular.
So you're saving a little bit of magic, make life easier in the next couple rooms here.
Yep, and doesn't have to fight this Gypto because he already has the key. Gonna grab himself another refill to just top off. Oh, and Knucks looks like he's gonna... Nope, never mind. Thought he was gonna deviate and head over to Pod for a moment there.
Yeah, not a bad use of the...
Oh! We just got information. Skullwoods is one of our 5-6, as is Pod. Thank you, Knucks, for checking that for us. And Moth has the Titan Smith. Both closer in Skullwoods! Okay, that confirms it. This was hard Aga. No way to get a Dark World. Alright, so Sawyer's probably going to check the Village of Outcasts next. He cannot do these down, but there's still 4 checks on the front half of the dungeon.
Very true. And then hopefully, for his sake, after knocking that out, grabs the... Oh, with this, he's going to go get that small key on Bumper Ledge. Good call. But hopefully he gets to the back of Escape soon to get himself a sword upgrade.
Yeah, the other one we know was an Eastern. We know this was nothing. It was just a map. And this is the small key to Dark Palace. I believe this, yeah, his third.
And another pod small, not knocking it. That's we get one or two more. That's gonna lead us to want to probably go check pod even without that bow. It'll be a lot more enticing knowing 4 keys puts some of the back in logic.
I think the back is in logic at this point.
No, we need 4 keys to have logical back access. Unless there is a pod small somewhere in the front already, but 4 keys unlocks the back with already having mirror because I mean, I'm not sure if you can technically, if the bow is locked, both bows are locked behind there, if it would technically be in logic because you couldn't spend the key for the dumb 4th door, but I believe you need 4 keys, definitely.
Well, the vanilla big key chest is locked behind 6, logically, in this mode. Big key to Eastern Palace, meanwhile, found in Thieves Town. As is the boss, as is the Harmless Hellway.
Yes.
So I think the compass chest is locked behind 3 as a result. I don't remember the finer details. This is... Key logic gets really confusing sometimes.
Yeah, so that the back is definitely locked by 4. 100% that it is locked by 4. But Soyhr doesn't have bombos, gonna make life a little bit more difficult for Ice Palace if he wants to take the dip in. Has Fire Rod, probably get himself a potion before going. But we'll see what Soyhr wants to do.
Well, the next thing I want for the seed to be is, as bad as this sounds, I kind of want this to be a mirror go mode seed. Never mind, I cursed it into existence.
Mirror there's nice. That really helps with your routing. I would not be surprised after clearing out Village Outcast where you knock out some Smith Chain.
So, I actually wanted that to be later, mainly because that if you save and quit in the Dark World, you would be sent to the Light World if you don't have Mirror, but now they will be just sent to the Pyramid no matter what. So it adds a little extra step when you're doing save warps. It's nice to have, don't get me wrong, it just adds just a little bit of inconvenience when you're trying to still route Light World checks.
Yeah, I hear that, but with you already having flute, there's a lot less save warps because most of the time you're fluting anyway.
True enough, true enough.
Oh, we got somebody in chat calling for a Vanilla Swamp Small. That's mean. That's really mean.
There are 216 checks in this game. That is less than 1% chance of it happening. It is possible. I think I've seen it happen before, even.
Oh, I've absolutely had it happen. Had it happen a couple times. But it's, not something that you wish upon a runner.
I mean, I've even seen a scene in which the hammer was on Pyramid Fairy, and it was logically required for you to defeat Aghanim just to get the super bomb to the pyramid. It's rare, but it can happen. It depends on where your 5-6 land. So it could turn in.
And
the
comment in chat looking for 4 chests right next to each other having the swords most I've ever had is 3 of them in rando. It seems like Clink and I have played the same seed.
That one probably got passed around a bit because of how ridiculous it was. Let's be real.
Yeah, and don't forget to give our runners a follow here. Gonna do that first call out here while we're running around a bit in the light world. Soyhr Knucks putting on a show for us here. Give him a follow. Oh, 1 heart. Oh, Knucks.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's
Meanwhile, though, Soyr's gonna shake things up there with that Quake Medallion.
I see what you did there. You really just had to put that joke out into the ether?
I haven't found that yet. Too soon. But yeah, Knucks' combat advantage is there, but Buff doesn't care about your combat advantage. Because he can just ignore it because of the spikes and how they're coded. And he doesn't really care about your defense either, because those spikes deal a fixed amount of damage, a full heart, every time you get hit. So this fight can still be a little troublesome if you're not playing too carefully. Quake isn't needed to enter Misery Mire, so we do have that medallion locked in.
And we have the big key, we have the cane, we have a way through.
Oh! Unfortunate. So he's gonna have to reset the room. Didn't get that last block deleted and missed one of the chests. Red mail!
It's going to be useful because Soyhr really doesn't have a great way to fight Viddy.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell with the Moogle sprite where your mail color is, but it's like his little bauble on his antenna. It's like maybe like 2 pixels of coloration. Alright, potion shop, gotta go ahead and stock up. I think Soyhr is going to be heading over to Graveyard. Yeah, this is a wise play in my mind, and he's going to get rewarded with a sword for it.
Well, this is an interesting play because he's gonna hard orphan the Graveyard Ledge. He's gonna do the King's Tomb. He's gonna do most likely the back of Escape, but not being in Dark World, yeah, Master Sword and Cape is indeed free.
I don't think it's nearly as bad here. If it was just Graveyard Ledge, then yeah, it would be bad. But if Soyhr wants to, he can route through North Dark World, get Graveyard Ledge, and then go continue onward to Capish later, if he so chooses.
Yeah, that's true. It's just they are 2 very inconvenient checks. But yeah, Soyhr getting that second sword, wouldn't be surprised to see him go run to Mire here now. Soyhr, what you doing?
Soyhr is footing to 6. So this will indeed be Mire. Alright, this is gonna be our first look into Mire here. Knucks might... Oh, Mux doesn't have the mirror, so can't check Graveyard Ledge.
Nope, did not do the VOO checks yet. It hasn't gone down to get Quake, so... Sorry, this is Mire 2. This is in the pinball room. Stop it.
Alright, gonna go left side first.
So these 2 checks are not in logic without all 3 small keys, because you could do the dumb. Oh, but that's the Desert Big. That is a huge find. Going to be able to mirror in full clear desert after this. Seed's being pretty kind to our runners, all things considered.
Yeah, like you said, this is locked behind all 3 small keys, but Usually, if you don't completely ignore the north side of the dungeon, which you can easily do in Randomizer, you can pretty much ignore the small key logic in Mire. And in the cutscene chest is just a heart piece. Alright, so you're going to be heading over to the east side of the dungeon now. And we are going to get a look at Graveyard Ledge here on Knucks' side. Was this an important item that Soyhr left behind? No, bailed out. It was just a map. Speaking of Hera. Alright, so Big Heated Hera, Big Heated Desert. Both our Light World dungeons were in... Wow. And onwards to Vitreous here. And Twiggy actually set up for Soyhr there. Soyhr does have to be a bit careful here. This is...
Sawyer's got
actually...
another cape and a blue goo. Yeah, Sawyer should be fine.
I think he's even got 2 blue potions here, so he should be fine.
Yeah.
And doing slashes, which is going to be the most magic efficient with what he's got.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, has the green goo he picked up still? So yeah, maybe absolutely.
Hey, did he pick that up?
He picked it up in. He got that in the Mire lobby chest.
Ah, I must have not been paying attention there. And into phase 2 here. No bow to make this phase easier. And Vitreous is a tanky one. He's so tanky, he's one of the only boss vulnerable to silver arrows that doesn't die in one hit to him.
True.
Alright, Knucks with Quake. And a heart on his nose. I don't know why I pointed that out, it just looked funny. And yeah, mirror straight into desert here can full clear the entire dungeon. Why wouldn't you do this?
Yep, you wrap your route up a checkerboard cave and then you bounce out probably to ice.
I mean, if you find a bow here, I'd argue go into Pod Eastern, but we'll see what they get. Map of this dungeon! Well, we don't know it's a crystal.
Absolutely. You get a bow, you redirect your route. But even then, I still might go to ice first, hoping to spike another pod small. Unless
Small key to Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock.
Another small key to Thieves Town. That is the singular small key.
Always good to see the thieves small before the thieves big.
Yet another small key to Meyer. And the big key to Thieves Town. All right, yeah, no. When you're done here, you're going to Thieves Town.
Yeah, that tracks. Wow, this is just really put lots of the keys right en route for Soyhr here. What do we need left for go? We need a
Ice
bow,
Rod, bow,
maybe ether.
maybe ether. Depends on what the medallion is for Turtle Rock.
The
In terms of
swamp
keys,
small.
Swamp Small, and logically speaking, we need the Ice Palace big and maybe a small as well.
We're not necessarily.
And the Turtle Rock.
We need a Turtle Rock small. Yeah.
Oh no, we need the GT big as well. We haven't found
Yes.
that yet.
And the GT big.
Okay, I also want to point out something here. We have all of this, whereas this, or probably a good 2/3 of the way through the seed, and we've only just crossed the 50-minute threshold. What is going on? The seed is too quick. Too quick.
Nice save on that last hit there on Moldorm 2. Or Moldorm, excuse me. Landmo. Ugh, wrong worm. Landmo. I can talk, I swear. Getting that last fire rod hit, and I think on the last frame before he disappears. Saving a cycle.
Yeah, not easy to get in one cycle with fire rod, but he gets it done pretty good. Or is it a 2?
And as expected, straight to Thieves Town.
Yeah, and if there's any time he'd clean up his routing, he'd do it now. So if he was going to go to Graveyard Ledge and Catfish, this would be the time to do it. Just go to Thieves Town, clear it out, and then just clear North Dark World while you're in the area. And maybe even route that into going to Pod, just to poke around a bit.
Depends what you find in the back here. I mean, you find a bow, I might skip the North Dark World checks, and I might just be going, I'm checking my dungeons.
Well, I think I've tied these up a little bit more loose ends this way. Plus, Soyhr has not been in the Eastern area at all. So going this route, or that route, you can check Graveyard Ledge, then Catfish, then check the Hospitalist Closet, and then go into Pod Eastern. And from there. He can't full clear Pod, but he can do a good chunk of it, and he can definitely full clear Eastern.
Nope, can't full clear Eastern. You need a bow for that.
Ah, true. Forgot about that.
So honestly, if there's nothing here, I'd probably go to Ice in the ABCD version of Always Be Clear in Dungeons, even without that big key and leaving possibly that big chest behind. And we got a mention in chat. Wouldn't hate taking a peek up Dark Death Mountain either, seeing if we need that Ether medallion or not.
Yeah, going up Dark Death Mountain is also an option here. There's also like Hookshot Cave, the Super Running Cave, which has a good amount of item density.
Yep. And I don't know about you, it's a shovel. Can you dig it?
Yeah, I think that joke's dead and buried. Anyway, looks at his video plate. He has Tower Sword, so Ashes are on the table, but he's gonna do spin strats. Needs to be careful. take a drink.
Yeah, that's the question. I don't know how it's coming through for you all. I can hear a little bit of that. Is Discord doing Discord things for both of us here on the voices?
Looks like it. Alright, so Soyhr so far has not found anything of importance here. Knucks is cleared Vitreous. And we'll probably go straight into doing Desert. Oh! Is Knucks not going to Desert right away? He's going to Checkerboard first.
I think Soyhr might have already done this. I think it was only 10 hours. Yeah.
Alright. Only 200 rubies there, but that is another crystal. So, I think if you're Soyhr right now, you either do what you can in ice, but I would probably go up the mountain. It's a more item-dense play, and you know you're not going to be able to leave anything behind there, because you can do Spike Cave, Hookshot Cave, Super Money Cave.
Nope. Looks like he's going to go do your North Dark World route, you would say.
Yeah, this is smart, because if there's any time to get this done, it's now. If he doesn't, it's completely isolated. He has no reason to come back here. This is good routing decisions on his part. I can commend him for it. Tidy up your loose ends, because those loose ends could cost you several minutes in the final stretch of the sea when you're looking for that one last item. And he's got the flute out. He is fluting away from Catfish.
Shovel check.
Yeah, shovel check. Knucks is slowly but surely catching up here. Small key. The Dark Palace. Okay, yeah, I'd go to Dark Palace at this point. Hmm? Okay, yeah, he's going this way.
Hmm?
Oh?
Hobo?
Ice?
Ice. Ice. Not the fastest way to ice, but that might have been a I changed my mind decision. And I like this play. I think this is the right play, trying to see if you can spike a bow and ice before heading over to the Pod Eastern area. You've already put it off long enough. You're trying to do it. You're trying not to go and double dip the area. And if you put it off this long, like you do it early or you don't do it and you wait for it to be your last locate. So I like this play, honestly.
Yeah, but he's just gonna leave at least one item behind here with the Ice Palace big chest. And it's safe to say the Pen Gators are in the rupee dropping category. That was a lot of money just now.
I didn't even know the Pen Gators had pockets.
Probably gonna be an icebreaker here. Well done there. After this dungeon. How ironic. That's the second time we've had this scene. So that means it's Eastern or Turtle Rock is our final pendant. It's finally into the town. Can't pull clear. This is a lot of catching up to do, and unfortunately the temper sword does not make the blind fight any faster.
Nothing fancy and iced tea, so we're going to the boss. Doesn't look like much of anything here in ice so far.
So we are going to leave behind the chest here.
Heads up play to be able to save some magic here for the last bottle he's got.
Yeah, this is a very good game knowledge here. Unfortunately, he does take the hit here, so he lost his sword beams, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. I forget where Bombos was.
Was in Eastern.
Ah, yes. The place he is not gone yet. Alright. Master Sword Cold Soyhr. See, a little careful, but looks like it's going so far so good.
Yeah,
Red a little careful though.
Yeah, red mail putting in its worth here in the fight. There we go.
All right.
And what does Cold Stare have for us? A key. Turtle Rock. Ooh, that's our third Turtle Rock smooth, if I'm not mistaken.
So we can go all the way to Laser Ridge with that. The mountain is seeming very tempting right now, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see Soyhr go up and check Dark Death now.
Yeah, I don't blame him for this. The mountain is just way too tempting here. There's at least 7 items outside you can get, we'll pick up. There's another like 4 or 5 at least inside.
And are we getting everyone's favorite Spike Cave to start?
I mean, why not? If you're not gonna be staying here.
Nope, no we're not.
I like this. I like this. He's going back for the big chest. And the Hyrule Castle Small he left behind. This is good routing on his part. I can commend him for it. And I looked down at the wrong time there and missed what it was.
Lucane.
Ah. Could have left that behind, but you didn't know it was there.
And we gotta, are we gonna have a runner high five here? Both of our runners up the mountain. Difference here in the runners being Soyhr has completed Ice Palace, whereas Knucks has dipped Eastern Palace. We'll see what our medallion to get in is, and it's Bombos. It is Bombos.
Oh.
If your bow is in Turtle Rock, that's gonna be a problem.
It's also going to be disgusting, because that means it's a logical double dip, especially if both bows are here.
Yep. We will see.
Small key to Dark Palace, that's our 5th. Another small key to Dark Palace, that's our 6th. Oh boy!
That's big. That makes it, you just get everything in a nice, easy route for it. Would not be surprised to see a bow and pot at this point.
Yeah, that's probably going to be here. Bowfinder's in a hookshot cave. Comes to Eastern. Comes to TR. Map the Hera. And 50 rupees, so nothing here.
0 out of 10 on the hype on hookshot. Alright, now it looks like we're gonna go see Spike.
It makes sense to do the Spike Caves the last check.
The question is does Knucks take his 2 Turtle Rock Smalls and dip into TR here? And if so, how far do you go? Do you steal the key and go all the way to Laser Bridge?
I think... Oh my goodness!
Well, we know where we're going.
Pull. Huge pull from Soyhr there. Soyhr in Spike Cave pulls the singular key to Swamp Palace. That locks the entire dungeon.
Well, 9 out of 10.
Still a significant portion.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just being contrarian there. But yeah, that's absolutely now where we're going to go. That gives a lot better chances here. We'll see if this ends up being a fruitful dip for Knucks into TR, or if Soyhr will get to just single clear it.
Items. So if Soyhr finds the bow and the ice rod, then he's in go, I think. Outside of getting the GT Big.
Yep. Then we'd be on a GT Big hunt. But
because the route here is if he gets a bow in Swamp, goes Pot Eastern, that will reward him with Bombos and the Turtle Rock Big Key, so he can go to Turtle Rock. So he's hoping to find the ice rod along the way. And then he can go straight into GT. Now, here's the thing. If Eastern is our small key, or is our crystal, the ice rod could just literally be in Ganon's Tower.
Did you see what was in that first check of Swamp there?
Small key to Skull Woods.
Yeah, that was logically required to get the mitts. That's hilarious.
Yeah, logic required, but if you know that one of those doors just leads to a trap room, you're never going to open it, let's be real.
Oh, absolutely. It's just funny to read the spicy logic.
Now, we don't have the other big key here to Swamp, so we cannot get the big chest, but we can get everything else. Knucks is stealing the key.
Yeah, Knucks is getting bullied there pretty hard.
So you're setting up a storage on the bomb there. So when he transitions the screen here, during the diver down, it'll trigger the switch and flip it for him.
Nicely done.
Alright, so in terms of logic, this is the last check that Knucks can do in logic, is coming up here in the TR chest. And here in Mimic Cave. Three bombs on the side, and one other item. Bloomerang!
So Nux doesn't have it because he didn't go into, I believe Ice had had the third TR small. So maybe Ice not being completely empty here of value, but it is in logic to get to Laser Bridge with what we know. So we'll see if there's anything on Laser Bridge that is of severe importance.
Yeah, because Knucks stole the key, he can get there no problem, but he cannot reach the boss. Alright, Soyhr is done with everywhere except the route to Argus. Arrow and 5 rupees. Laser Ridge has a map to Eastern Palace. That's rude.
Turtle Rock coming up empty here. So it looks like it's either going to be on Argus or in Pod for our answer.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't dipped Pod in a while. That is still one of the most item-dense dungeons in the game, even if you don't have bow. There is zero doubt in my mind Soyhr does not go straight to Pod after this.
I mean, yeah, that's what he's got left. He'll have done everything else, and he will have saved that for the end.
And there's the big key to Ice!
Ooh, that might be a Nux bail if he goes to Swamp before Ice. That might be the one thing that would help pull him back into it. Still say you go to Pod here.
Yeah, I agree, because you have the green pendant, you have the you have Sarsarilla's closet.
Benedict,
you got the entirety of
closet.
Look, he's a fast gravel hand of a name, alright?
Oh, are you kidding me? So you're saying, nah, let's go do the Ice Palace big chest. Wow. Really committing to the Pod skip.
Oh, you can't do it forever. Plus, this is a convenient little, like, save quit he can do, and then mirror, and then flip to 5. Or just double mirror, flip to 5 after he's done here.
Yeah, this is definitely a question that is being asked in the interview. What was he thinking? What was the thought process here going to Ice? Yes, but Sawyer has already been through ice. If you look at that 7 out of 8 there, the only thing he has left is... No, it's all good. It's all good. That's what we're here for.
Is it done about third try? I think. Yeah,
Yes,
he's just
we
going
had
in here
to
for
arrow.
clearing. I think this is a I have been bit one too many times by isolating a check in Ice Palace sort of play here. Which, credit where it's due, I have been bit by this check before. And today it's just a smoking to this dungeon!
That's comical.
That is indeed comical.
Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
Pod or the Eastern Big Chest has to have our progression.
Yeah. So,
Or Green Pendant, or Saha.
well, back of Saha is nothing. We've already seen Knucks check it.
Oh, we do have the point that Catfish could be the answer too. We have not seen Catfish.
If it's Catfish... Oh, man. Again, it came down to the fact that Zora was, like, pretty much required because of him having the lamp. And he was just an isolated check. Sahasla has a medallion, but it's the wrong one! Alright, so Sawyer's gonna get the rest of his stuff here in short order. Bombos was in Eastern Palace. Knucks did dip that early. And right now, Soyhr has done those checks here. It is very unlikely that Knucks is going to find a bow before Soyhr does. Because Sawyer's already cleared Swan Palace. Alright, we're looking for the bow and the ice run, and that is going to be go mode as far as we know. There's the bow!
Oh, 6 key locked in pod. That's nuts. So we need
That's
Ice
disgusting.
Rod and GT Big.
Yep, Ice Rod and GT Big, which at this point GT Big could just be on the way. I say it again, that bow location is kind of disgusting. You need all your small keys to get your first bow. The scene has been, like, almost very bottlenecky. Force has to go to Aghanim. There's our last bottle. Oh, now this is bold. Sawyer's gonna ignore the remainder of this dungeon and go straight to the boss.
No, this is he'll probably come back in afterwards. This is just making it that you're saving the trip and you don't need to do the mirror. This is a very normal play.
And if he finds the GT Biggie on Helmsler King or the Ice Rod, then that might... no, we still have to figure out what the GT Big is. But really, it depends on what the crystal is, / Penstead is for Turtle Rock. Ice Rock could just be in GT. We have the map the Eastern, so we'll get confirmation on that in a little bit here. That map was all the way on Laser Bridge. Okay, so Knucks with that Ice Palace Biggie will now be able to full clear that dungeon. And down goes Helmsler King. Green Pendant has been turned on Soyr's side. It was the Ether Medallion. Alright. So does Soyhr go back in, or does he check Eastern Palace first? Going back in. Setting up the hammer, yep. There's the Ice Rod!
We are on a GT Big Hunt.
All right.
So we may get to play the everyone's favorite open guessing game here.
Alright, harmless hell being checked here. There's our final sword!
Nice find. So we'll be on gold sword.
Last two checks
GT
of
Big's,
pod.
Unless GT Big's down here, in which case Soyhr is just clear the video game mode. Nope.
And Soyhr was a little bit on autopilot there, but immediately realized it. And Soyhr, because of his thoroughness, could be really there. Alright. Mow him down and get going. He's about to find his gold sword. And he wouldn't ignore this anyway, because he has to still get the GT, the Turtle Rock Big Key and Bombos out of here. So
that's true. That's very true.
Which he'll get before he opens that big chest. No, even after that, because Turtle Rock Big Key was in the vanilla Big Key chest of this dungeon.
Yes, indeed. Oh, we got people calling for GT Big to be on a fetch quest from GT.
It's possible. We haven't found the book, we haven't found the powder, we haven't found the mushroom.
This is all very true. Yes, Soyhr does know the TR medallion requirement. He was up there and could not open.
And he now has it. Alright. Big key chest of this. Oh, it's the mirror shield. Well, he's fully equipped at least in terms of main arsenal.
Everything but silvers.
Yep. Which at this point has to be in GT or on the boss here in Eastern Palace.
Nope. Could be catfish. Could be in Pyramid Fairy.
True. Although, not gonna lie, at this point, I'm kind of hoping GT picks on catfish.
That would be hilarious.
That's exactly why I want it to be there, because I want it to be hilarious. Alright, so here's the turnaround big key coming up for Soyhr. There it is.
Yes, it could be on Trinex too.
GT big key can literally be anywhere except for the upper floors of GT.
It could even be in Lava Bridge chest.
It could even be on Ped. Wouldn't that be a fun thing? A blind Ped pull for GT big. I highly doubt it's pedestal, to be honest.
Yeah, the most likely thing is going to end up being it's in GT or behind GT.
Yeah, there's 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. There's just the sheer amount of density in there makes it most likely. And Turtle Rock. Oh my. Turtle Rock's the last pendant. Confirmed. Alright, so we know it's TR is the last pendant by process of elimination. Which means if it is pedestal for GT, that is disgusting. And that means you have to double climb the mountain.
Oh boy, Sawyer's gonna check Big Bomb probably into Catfish here.
I think this is the best thing he could do. This is the last bit of overrule he has to do, and that means he can minimize his time on the mountain.
Yeah, I hear you there, but this will give Knucks, if it's not here, it will give Knucks a little bit of catch-up if he decides to skip it feeling behind. So, I mean, I totally get being thorough here and trying to make sure we do everything. Now, does Soyhr remember that we have cleared? Yes, he... Nope. Yes, he does. That we have cleared
the dash.
Aga 1 already.
Yeah, setting up dashes there. Alright. And in Pyramid Fairy, we have the Book of Adora and a heart piece.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's tough.
Because that's your problem there. Now you found a fetch quest, and now it's like, okay, how much more time do you sink in? I
think the answer is none.
I think you do Ether Tablet on your way onto TR.
Yeah, you're gonna do Ether Tablet, but that's about it. You're not doing Catfish and Bombos do not exist as far as Soyhr is concerned. Which could be good, could be bad. But by the time he's done clearing, he should be done here. This is basically going for raw density, which is not the worst play to make. Because the rule of probability states that it's more likely to be up here than it is down there.
Very true. And I would also be doing TR first here, just in case TR has it, because Soyhr has not gone into TR at all to make it you can just go through. Not on Ether. Boy.
It comes to Meyer. Alright. Time to Turtle Rock. Once again, folks, we do have to clear Turtle Rock here because this is part of our goal here. This is all dungeons. Now, someone's bringing up that the Tower Hera Smokey could have the GT Big, and that's actually plausible because Hera is a pendant. If it was a crystal, logically it would not be there.
No, it could be there. You don't need the small key for anything other than the item that's there. You could have the big key to clear, and then your small key could be in GT to be able to give you your GT Big. That could absolutely happen in Logic.
That's true. Yeah, I'm getting a little confused here.
Key modes are a lot to keep track of. Yeah, the small key is just a fetch quest, which, if you don't find it, like you find the Hera small key and you don't find it, that's your first one you do it coming out of GT, because, well, you're right there.
Alright, there's our last Meyer small key. And looking at the tracker, I think we only got a handful of small keys left. The Wizard King being fought now, Ball Run Knucks aside meanwhile. Oh no, wait, there's some logic though. We can't full clear Turtle Rock and Logic without all 4 small keys. But because of the pendant, the last small key can be in GT.
Very accurate.
So this could be like set up to be a forced double div here to get that GT big right there in the center of the lava pit. It's a possibility, but it may not happen.
I think I've had that happen exactly once, but yeah. Yes, we need one more lot. That is correct. We have found 3 out of the 4 Turtle Rock smalls. We need one more to logically put the boss and Lava Bridge into play.
And because Turtle Rock has been confirmed to be our final pendant, it is therefore in logic for that small key to be in Ganon's Tower. If it was a crystal dungeon, then that would not be in logic. Because you logically need to have all 7 crystals before you can enter GT, and you need all 4 small keys to clear Turtle Rock. Oh. So you're taking the scenic route here. There he goes. Got back on course. Armos Knights, meanwhile, from Knucks. Looks to be good setup here. Clean. Ironic on the map to seep in. Works out in here. Soyhr getting dead rocked. That's unfortunate. Alright. On to try next for Soyhr. Really clean there. And set up perfectly here. So, could get a double spin and then a slash to wrap things up here. The ricochet does bounce him backwards, but not into the head for a second hit. So, has to take a third hit. Really good fight, though.
Just $20. We're heading into GT.
Alright, folks. So we're gonna do an unofficial guessing game here. Where do you think the GT Ibiki is in GT? Because it could still not be in there. But if it is, where do you think it is?
We got 22s and 23s. I'm gonna say it is in Double Fire Bar Room, and not in Logic without finding another GT spot.
I'm a merciful folk. Put on the torch. Just put on the torch and let these guys get out of here. Someone saying Bombo's tablet.
Catfish.
You know what? Honestly, I want it to be either catfish or ped. But if I want the seed to be nice, I'd say it's on either in Hope Room or the big chest. Or not the big chest, the torch. Alright. Number 3 is a heart container. Number 4 is the mushroom. Number 5 is the heart piece. 6 is the map to Turtle Rock. Onward to the left side. Is it on the torch? Yes, it is! That has to be it. Unless that's a swamp. Nope, there it is!
It's just on the torch. Get out of here.
That was my first guess. I'll take that as another psychic moment.
Congratulations, you have won a lifetime supply of A Link to the Past seeds being randomized.
Yeah, I don't see Soyhr checking checks anytime soon going forward. Like, maybe he'll poke around in the chest on the way to Lambola, or Moldorm 2. Just to see if he can find silver arrows, but other than that, that's it. Nearly a full tracker, though. Just no powder and no silvers. Alright, Knucks has cleared Turtle Rock and is entering GT shortly. If Knucks goes directly to Torch, I think he'll catch up on a lot of time here, but he needs to hustle.
Yeah, he's already made up a lot of ground from where he was with the dungeon clears, with Soyhr doing the extra overworld. But Soyhr almost up to land mode 2 here. You would need some you would need a pretty big falter here to catch up.
And Knucks is unfortunately going right, so there is going to be a bit of time lost there. Unfortunately, this is a sort of a hindsight moment, so he doesn't know he's losing time. Could still be in play here. Love that room. Nice and clean. Alright, avoids the most annoying glitch in the game. Just entering that door in the wrong timing could be disastrous. Yeah, he's checking checks on the way that are on just for the off chance that there's Soyhrs up here. Gotta know that. There's the beginning of this dungeon. Knucks is on this way. So about a good 3 or 4 minutes behind, I'd say.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And just some leftover explosions from Moldorm's death animation. Well, Ganon will at least tell us where those other Silvers were. Single hit here. Oh, that looks kind of bad. 1-1. Alright, this looks like it'll be at least a double. 1-1-1-2-1. Alright. The goal has been met, so Soyhr will be able to go straight into the Ganon fight here. Kind of a rarity in this seed to have the final dungeon you clear be Ganon's Tower, by the way, in AD keys. Usually you have like 1 or 2 dungeons left, but it just lined up in such a way that this might as well just have been playing the scene normally. Alright, get into these phases real quick.
Yep.
Alright. Moment of truth. Ganon says they are in his tower, so they were left side GT.
No, that could have been tile room. Don't mind me. I'm ever the contrarian.
Yeah,
It's
could
true.
be the checks at the top.
It's
Maybe
true,
we'll see it
though.
on Knucks end here. Yep, Silverless is looking quite clean here. Yeah, Knucks isn't gonna bother. At best, he might check this one. No, he's not even gonna bother. Almost there. Getting a little top of a magic. Tries to go for the 2-frame hit. Very difficult to do. And ladies and gentlemen, get your GG's in chat for Soyhr.
Who is going to finish with a time of
1:45.02. Well done.
That's a very good time for an all AD keys.
Man, this was a pretty good one. And this was kind of one of those scenes that kind of like railroaded you in a specific direction. Like, it's very uncommon to see Agatar as your first dungeon required in an AD key seed. Alright, Knucks into the Ganon fight. And Peb was only 200 rupees. Unfortunate. Never knew it was a catfish. Alright, next into the final phase here. Just a few spins away. Alright. Getting these silverless hits. So silverless hits for folks, for those who are not aware, it's not exactly an intended way to begin it, but it is possible. Basically, whenever you see his hands raise up, he's just vulnerable for that very brief moment before he teleports away. And if you can damage him then, you actually will clock some damage. If you're too early, you stun him like that. If you're too late, he just is immune. And it'll be 12 of these spin attacks, I believe, to get it done. With the torches lit. And the reason why we're doing spin attacks is not because it does more damage, but because it's more consistent. And there we go. Get your GG's in chat for Knucks, who finishes strong.
Great race here by both our racers. Both finishing sub 150 for a really solid time on this.
Yeah, only about 3 minutes apart here with a 148.17. We shall be getting in our runners shortly for an interview now. Hopefully they're ready to come in. And we are now joined by our two racers here. GG's to both of you. Great race here.
GG's.
So let's just get the elephant in the room addressed right away. Agate Tower is the first dungeon cleared in this 80 keys.
What's wrong with that? I see absolutely not a wrong thing about that at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to it by now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it anyways, and I have everything to do it, so let's do it.
I know, but it's just so uncommon to see in 80 keys. Let's be real.
Yeah, and then of course the next dungeon I do is Skull Woods, so it's like, let's just go across the entire map.
Let's just go get both of our gloves out of Skull Woods.
Yeah, because that's expected.
Yeah, the logic for that was hilarious with that Skullwood's third being on Swamp first chest there.
Mm-hmm.
But I got one specific question that's burning a hole. Soyhr, you get that Ice Palace Big Key chest to decide. I'm not going to touch Saha yet. I'm not going to go to Pod. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go check that Ice Palace Big Chest. What's going through your mind there?
40 seconds versus minutes. I didn't have a problem with that because I just was like trying to hedge my bets at that point. Same with the Pyramid Fairy play. I was like, I'm not coming back down here. That's for sure. Once I hit up Turtle Rock, I'm staying in Turtle Rock, so I'm staying up there. So that's why I did that. It didn't feel out of the way too much for me, but like that and the Pyramid Fairy play are two plays I wish I had back, obviously, but they had just because they had nothing there, and then you can't really tell. So, well, that kind of sucks. I don't know. It just was a feel, I guess, at that point. Especially since that was really early. You know, like the logic for that was really early.
Fair enough. Just curious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understood when I was like, I even said it, even though I was muted, I was like, you know, let's do this for the chat. And more like myself, but halfway through, I was like, yeah, chat's probably blowing up about this one.
Yeah, we were worried for a
That's a little
minute
bit.
there when GG Big didn't show up until the hour. We were actually wondering if it was on Catfish at one point because neither of you checked that.
Oh, that check doesn't exist. I don't know about Knucks, but what fish?
If I can't loop it in with Zora, it's probably not going to get done.
Yeah, and then that book, and I was like, Bombos ain't happening either.
I didn't even get the book.
Yeah, that was in Pyramid Fairy, which was a hedge bet, so I did Ether along on the way to Turtle Rock just as another hedge, but I was like, no, that's not happening either.
Yeah, and then we never did find the silvers, which either were beyond the big key or just in one of the couple chests you didn't open on the top side of the dungeon.
Yeah, that first bow being 6 key locked in Pod was also a hilarious thing.
Yeah, that was the only bow that was logically available to you for the clears.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know about you, Knucks, but I didn't touch Pod Eastern Saha at all until I was like, this is all I have left.
I did Eastern and Saha before going to Aga.
Yeah, I said no. I have Aga to do. Let's do Aga. And I didn't have the mirror, so I didn't go over there. I just went straight to Skull Woods to BOO, and then actually I did hype left first, trying to see if there was something there. But
Yeah, I just looped it Saha into Eastern, then over to do the back of Escape, and then Castle Tower.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you both have pretty similar routes through GT as well. But I will say this much, Knucks, that early Asian blade did pay out for you a little bit. You did get that early tempered sword advantage, but didn't really have a time to capitalize on it, unfortunately, because of how bottlenecked you were into getting into your Dark World.
Yeah, and getting sucked into Turtle Rock didn't help either.
Yeah, not getting that bombos, I think, saved me, because when I was up on the mountain, I was like, this is going to be a turtle rock if I can get in, but I only had Quake, so...
Yeah, I went and checked Meyer with only bombos.
Oh, so we did complete opposites then. Because I went and checked Meyer with Quake and was pleasantly surprised, and then got the Desert Palace big key at the same time. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I know what I'm doing now. And then after that, it just kind of was like, big key, go dungeon, big key, go dungeon, until the Ice Palace thing, but whatever.
Yeah, you hit a pretty solid route on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I think I don't know how long I had my menu paused, but I had dog aggro and roommate aggro at the same time. I'm like, what is going on? So all in all, a good seed.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one for sure. Kind of bottlenecked in some places, but at the same time, it's also still fairly kind of fun to route in a way.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
so,
oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, you go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, like choosing pod or like going over to Skullwoods was definitely a thing. But once I got the blue potion from Stumpy, I was like, yeah, this is gonna make this 10 times easier. So I'll just do this now.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts on the seed before we wrap things up here?
I thought it was a good seed, very close. I was definitely nervous for pretty much everything since I got the seed link. I can't wait to see Cross Hunt against Knucks.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, and
Alrighty.
speaking,
So
and yeah, and
yeah.
and speaking of Cross Hunt, folks, if you want to see some more tournament action going on right now, it's been an hour into the match. But we have Talon 116 versus Lin on SpeedGaming 3. That is a Cross Hunt seed, and then later on tonight here on SpeedGaming, you can see Maniacal versus Dr. Eworm again in a Cross Hunt seed. That's going to be looking very good here.
Alrighty. Well, thank you to Blue Link for helping us set up with this restream. My co-com Wolf Link here, and give our runners a follow. Knucks, Soyhr, both putting on a great show here for us in the main tournament. It's always a blast getting to be able to come and be able to showcase some of the great runners in our community here. So give them both a follow; they deserve it. Yeah, like my co-com said, check out SpeedGaming for more Link to the Past action.
Yeah, SpeedGaming 2 through 6. And if you want to see some more or tournament action, we do feature some of the races on ALTTP Randomizer and its subsidiary channels as well. Also, we haven't even mentioned it yet, but shout out to our tracker tonight, Dr. Bowser, keeping those items up to date for us down there. They're doing an excellent job. And of course, folks, once again, make sure to follow our runners here. But I think that's going to wrap us up here. So for all of us here at a Link to Past Randomizer Tournament, I have been WolfLink0370. We shall see you all next time. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.